How's it going? My name is Leopoldo Palma, and here is my level. It's Billy Bugcatcher, and this is Billy's backyard. We have 3 bugs that we can talk to here, and they will tell you how to use the mechanic that pertains to each one of their lanes. For example, placing a leaf over there. We got the ant here, teaches you how to push objects out of the way just by interacting with them, and then you can just push them with the player character. Lastly, we have Ladybug. It's going to teach you how to do the mechanic here. Ladybug's going to tell you to pick up the water bucket and grow the plant. The player cannot interact with plants if they do not have a water bucket, and the player cannot place any leaves if they don't have a leaf. So here the player can grow both leaves just to keep practicing how to grow plants, but they will not get stuck because we have a static blueprint there of a leaf. Again, the player cannot interact with the leaves. Grow the leaf. We have breadcrumbs leading the player this way. We have a slight dialogue to keep the player engaged in this environment. We have 1 bucket here. If the player is holding a bucket, they cannot hold a second bucket. The player will grow 1 plant and will attempt to grow the other plant but cannot. So the player must pick up this bucket here and grow the last plant. Now let's get out of here. And the player can choose to go to the end of the level. But here we're going to showcase the bridge that connects all 3 lanes. Here's where the player started, push the rock out of the way. We got some quick dialogue. Introducing the player to an optional objective, and our main objective is to create a path so that the bugs can reach the picnic table. Our optional objective is to collect fireflies, collect seeds, find the lost egg, and pick up leaves. Player can then resume. We're picking up fireflies as well, which is going to be kept track of with the data tracker. And we found the lost egg here. Now we're going to keep going with the breadcrumbs of fireflies, but we have another object here that brings it to the player's attention with its size. Now we can interact with this boulder here and push it out of the way. It's a little harder to push. And we have the ant. We can interact with this ant here. Got some quick dialogue again to keep the player engaged. Now we have this big rock here that we can push out of the way, and then the player can easily go to the end. Now we're going to restart, and we are going to go in the caterpillar canyon. Once my computer settles down, we'll go ahead and start placing these leaves. We went through that tutorial that the caterpillar told us to avoid the water, or else the water will send the player back to the front. We can read this tutorial again. We have a leaf here. Now the player can get over the water, and they can keep collecting leaves. And that will cause the player to come back to the start. I'm going to attempt to be extremely careful here. add some sound effects as well for almost everything in the level. Hopefully we can speedrun this. When the player places something down, collects something, we got the sound effects for it. We got 3 leaves here. Here is the path to the bridge. The player does not need to go over, but if they do want to, they can. So now we're going to place more leaves here. Player needs to be fast with placing these leaves before they hit the water. Just adds a stressor. And now the player can come talk to the caterpillar back here. They made a path for the caterpillar, and we should have one last leaf. And there we go. We have all 3 levels for the player, or all 3 paths for the player to go through. And this is my level.